A quiet yet significant shift is underway in the global movement of wealth. In the wake of profound geopolitical realignments, a number of high-net-worth individuals from Russia are increasingly looking eastward, exploring Asia as a new frontier for families, assets, and business operations. The Philippines, a sprawling archipelago in Southeast Asia, has emerged as an intriguing part of this developing story. While not the most obvious or largest destination, it is now firmly on the map for a certain class of global citizens seeking stability and opportunity. This essay will examine the specific drivers behind this trend and the unique set of factors that make the Philippines noteworthy. This development is not a sudden, dramatic exodus, but a calculated, incremental diversification. It is a story best understood not through sensational headlines, but through careful analysis of push and pull factors. The push comes from the increasingly restrictive environment in the West, while the pull is generated by strategic advantages offered by select Asian nations. For viewers trying to make sense of the new global landscape, understanding these subtle capital flows is crucial. It reveals how sanctions, mobility, and risk management are reshaping personal and corporate geographies for the world's wealthy. Our approach will be to look at the data, the policies, and the practical realities on the ground. The core question is simple: why the Philippines? In a world where hubs like Dubai and Singapore dominate the conversation, what makes this Southeast Asian nation a contender? The answer lies in a specific combination of attributes that appeal to those building a long-term Plan B. English-speaking population, favorable visa pathways for investors and retirees, a competitive cost structure, and a strategic time zone for Asian and American markets. This is not about hiding, but about rebuilding, establishing a legitimate base of operations in a jurisdiction perceived as more neutral. Therefore, our task is to unpack this phenomenon layer by layer. We will begin by outlining the global pressures that initiated this search for alternatives, then delve into the specific attractions of the Philippines, from its legal frameworks for residency to the practicalities of setting up life and business. We will also compare its offerings with other regional hubs, assess the inherent risks involved, and consider the potential impact on the local economy and society. By the end, we will have a clearer picture of this trend and what it signals about the future of global wealth mobility. The primary catalyst for this eastward pivot can be traced back to early 2022. The conflict in Ukraine triggered an unprecedented wave of coordinated Western sanctions. Targets included state entities, financial institutions, corporations, and prominent individuals. Suddenly, the global financial architecture began to close. Major Russian banks were disconnected from SWIFT, making cross-border payments exceedingly difficult. Amidst the array of Asian options, the Philippines presents a distinct and compelling set of advantages. Perhaps the most significant is its status as one of the largest English-speaking nations in the world. English is an official language, used widely in business, law, government, and daily life. For Russian individuals and their families who often use English as their international language of commerce, this dramatically lowers the barrier to entry. It simplifies everything from negotiating a business deal, reading a legal contract, hiring staff, to enrolling children in school. This linguistic advantage cannot be overstated when compared to many other potential destinations. Another major pull factor is the country's demographic profile. The Philippines has a young, dynamic, highly educated population of over 110 million people. This translates into a deep and cost-effective talent pool, particularly in sectors like information technology, business process outsourcing, customer service, and creative design. For an oligarch or business owner looking to relocate not just their family, but also parts of their operations, this is a powerful incentive. The ability to build a competent, English-speaking team at a fraction of the cost in Europe or North America offers a substantial competitive edge and operational efficiency. The strategic location and time zone of the Philippines also contribute to its appeal. Situated in the heart of Southeast Asia, it serves as a convenient springboard to major economic centers like Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Seoul, all within a few hours' flight. Its time zone, GMT+8, overlaps with the business hours of the entire Asian continent, from China to Australia, and even catches the end of the business day on the US West Coast. For businesses engaged in global trade or finance, this geographic positioning facilitates round-the-clock operations and seamless communication across different markets. Finally, the cost of living and doing business remains highly competitive. While prices in prime areas of Metro Manila are rising, they are still considerably lower than in global hubs like Singapore, Hong Kong, or Dubai. High-end residential properties, Grade A office space, costs of labor, services, and daily life offer significant value. This financial calculus makes the Philippines an attractive option, not just as a temporary safe haven, but as a viable long-term base for both personal and commercial activities, allowing capital to stretch further while maintaining a high standard of living. A crucial element in any relocation decision is the legal pathway to residency. The Philippines offers several structured visa programs that can be particularly attractive to investors. The most notable is the Special Investors Resident Visa, or SIRV. In simple terms, this visa grants residency to a foreign national who invests a significant amount, typically starting at $75,000, into qualifying domestic business activities. This can include establishing a new company or investing in existing ones in approved sectors. The SIRV is designed to attract productive capital and provides a clear, rules-based route for an investor and their family to live and work in the country. For those not looking to actively manage a business, the Special Resident Retirees Visa, the SRRV, offers another option. Despite its name, the SRRV is not exclusively for retirees and can be available to individuals as young as 50. It requires a fixed-term deposit in an accredited Philippine bank, with the amount varying based on the applicant's age and pension status. This visa allows for indefinite stay with multiple entry and exit privileges, making it a straightforward choice for individuals seeking a stable, long-term personal base without the complexities of running a business. Both the SIRV and SRRV provide legal certainty, a critical factor for anyone planning a significant life change. Access to banking is another non-negotiable requirement. While global banks have become exceedingly cautious with Russian clients due to know your customer and anti-money laundering regulations, Philippine banks represent a viable alternative. Local and international banks operating in the country are required to perform rigorous due diligence, but they may still open accounts for individuals who can provide clear documentation of their identity and a legitimate source of funds. For someone not on a specific sanctions list, successfully navigating this process allows for the essential functions of paying for rent, school fees, salaries, and local investments. Finally, the real estate market provides tangible options for establishing a physical footprint. Philippine law restricts foreign ownership of land, but it explicitly allows foreigners to purchase condominium units with full title, a condominium certificate of title. The market in Metro Manila offers a wide range of luxury condos that meet international standards. Bonifacio Global City and Makati offer prime residential and commercial options. For business needs, Grade A office space is readily available for lease. This legal framework provides a secure and straightforward way to acquire high-quality residential and commercial property, which is a cornerstone of any relocation. For wealthy families, the decision to move is never just about business. It is equally about quality of life. The Philippines offers a well-established ecosystem of services that caters to the international community. A primary consideration for those with children is education. Metro, Manila, and Cebu have numerous international schools offering International Baccalaureate, British curriculum, and American curriculum. International School Manila, British School Manila, and Brent International School provide high standards of education in English, easing transitions and preparing students for universities worldwide. Logistics and connectivity are also a practical concern. While direct flights between Russia and the Philippines have become scarce, the country is well connected through major international hubs. Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport serves as a gateway via Dubai, Doha, Istanbul, and Singapore. From these hubs, connecting flights to Moscow and other Russian cities remain available. This two-step travel process, while more time-consuming than direct flights of the past, provides a reliable and workable route for both commercial and, with careful planning, private aviation. This ensures that a base in the Philippines does not mean being cut off from the rest of the world. The quality of healthcare is another vital factor. The Philippines has private hospitals in its major cities accredited by international bodies, staffed by English-speaking medical professionals. St. Luke's Medical Center and Makati Medical Center are known for world-class care and advanced medical technology, providing peace of mind for expatriate families. This access to reliable healthcare, combined with a generally warm and hospitable culture, contribute significantly to the country's appeal as a place to live, not just to invest. Finally, the lifestyle on offer is a powerful draw. The country boasts a vibrant cultural scene, diverse culinary landscape, and abundance of natural beauty. From bustling malls and fine dining restaurants in Manila, to white sand beaches in Palawan, and dive sites in Cebu. For individuals accustomed to a high-end lifestyle, the Philippines provides luxury resorts, private yacht clubs, and golf courses that rival those found anywhere in the world. This blend of urban convenience and tropical paradise creates a compelling living environment. The decision to relocate is always a comparative one. Wealthy Russians are weighing the Philippines against several other friendly jurisdictions. The United Arab Emirates, particularly Dubai, is the most prominent competitor. The UAE offers unparalleled efficiency, a zero-income tax regime for individuals, and a vast luxury real estate market. Its processes for setting up companies and obtaining residency are famously swift, but the cost of living and doing business in Dubai is significantly higher. The environment has become increasingly crowded, driving up prices and competition. Turkey is another major destination. It offers a path to citizenship through real estate investment. Istanbul's appeal includes rich history, strategic locations straddling Europe and Asia, and a large, dynamic domestic market. Yet Turkey faces economic volatility, high inflation, and currency fluctuations. The language barrier can be a significant hurdle outside cosmopolitan bubbles. Thailand is a longtime favorite for expatriates and retirees. It competes with attractive long-term visa options and well-developed tourism infrastructure. Its lifestyle appeal is undeniable, and the cost of living is low. However, Thailand's legal and business environments can be more opaque, and foreign ownership rules can be more restrictive. Closer to home, Central Asian nations like Kazakhstan and Armenia have also seen an influx of Russian capital and talent. Their primary advantages include proximity, cultural familiarity, and membership in the Eurasian Economic Union, which simplifies business. However, these are landlocked countries with smaller economies. They have less developed global connectivity compared to a maritime nation. In contrast, widespread use of English in the Philippines provides a smoother operational environment. The Philippines' legal framework, influenced by American law, feels more familiar and predictable. For those building a truly global business tied to the Asia-Pacific, the Philippines' geographic and linguistic advantages make it a more strategic long-term choice. Relocating to the Philippines has advantages, but also significant risks that need careful navigation. The most immediate hurdle is financial compliance. Philippine banks and regulatory bodies are under pressure to maintain AML and KYC standards. Individuals from high-risk jurisdictions like Russia face intense scrutiny. They must provide extensive documentation proving funds are legitimate and non-sanctioned. Failure to comply can mean refused services and legal complications. Professional legal and financial advice is indispensable. Political and legal stability is another key consideration. The Philippines has a democratic system and a judiciary based on Western legal principles. But the political landscape can be dynamic and unpredictable. Policy changes with new administrations can affect tax laws, investment incentives, and visa regulations. Foreign investors must stay informed about local politics, build strong local partnerships, and navigate bureaucratic hurdles to mitigate risk. Rule of law is generally respected, though application can be slow or inconsistent. Reputational risk matters. Arrival of high-profile oligarchs attracts media attention and public scrutiny. There's a global narrative linking wealthy Russians to illicit activity. New arrivals must counter that perception. Be a transparent, positive force in the local economy, creating jobs, investing in legitimate businesses, adhering to all laws, engaging in corporate social responsibility. A low-profile, compliant approach is more sustainable than flamboyant displays of wealth. Finally, personal security is a concern. The Philippines has wealth disparities and crime in certain areas. Bonifacio Global City and Makati are relatively safe, but venturing outside these enclaves requires greater caution. High net worth individuals typically use private security, vetted transportation, and guarded compounds. It's manageable, but requires constant vigilance and professional security planning. The influx of foreign capital and talent, from Russia or elsewhere, inevitably creates ripples throughout the local economy and society. On the positive side, these new arrivals can be a source of significant economic stimulus. Their investments in businesses, whether in technology, manufacturing, or services, can lead to job creation for local Filipinos. The demand for professional services, lawyers, accountants, real estate agents, consultants, also grows, supporting a high-skilled segment of the workforce. This injection of foreign direct investment, even on a small scale, contributes to economic growth and diversification. The real estate market is one of the most direct beneficiaries. Increased demand for luxury condominiums and high-end rental properties in prime districts can lead to rising property values and rental yields. Similarly, the establishment of new offices and operational headquarters boosts the commercial real estate sector. The spending of these affluent residents on goods and services, fine dining, luxury retail, private education, and healthcare further stimulates the local service economy, creating a positive multiplier effect in the communities where they reside. However, this trend is not without potential downsides that must be managed. A rapid increase in demand for high-end housing can drive up rental prices in desirable neighborhoods, potentially making them less affordable for local residents. There is also the persistent concern about the inflow of illicit funds. This places a heavy burden on the country's regulatory bodies to effectively police financial transactions and ensure that the Philippines does not gain a reputation as a haven for money laundering. Maintaining the integrity of the financial system is paramount to sustaining long-term, healthy international investment. Moreover, there can be cultural and social impacts. The presence of a new, wealthy expatriate community can sometimes lead to the creation of golden ghettos, where foreigners live in insular communities with limited interaction with the broader population. It is important for new arrivals to engage with and respect local culture and norms. For the trend to be viewed positively by the host population, the benefits, such as job creation and economic opportunity, must be widely visible and perceived as outweighing the social costs. This balance is key to ensuring a sustainable and mutually beneficial relationship. The growing presence of wealthy Russians in the Philippines is not a tsunami but a subtle tide part of a larger global story of wealth migration driven by geopolitics. It is a rational response to a world where traditional havens in the West have become fraught with risk. The Philippines has emerged as a viable Plan B destination due to a unique convergence of factors: English-speaking environment, a deep talent pool, structured visa programs for investors, and a competitive cost of living. It offers a practical platform for those looking to build a new personal and operational base in Asia. This movement is not a simple flight to a tax haven, but a more complex strategic relocation. It is about preserving mobility, ensuring business continuity, and securing a high quality of life for families. While the UAE and Turkey may attract larger numbers in the short term, the Philippines' specific advantages in human capital and operational costs make it a compelling choice for those with a longer-term vision. The path is not without its challenges, including navigating stringent financial compliance, political risks, and security concerns. But for the well-advised, it is a manageable one. Looking ahead, several key indicators will determine how this trend evolves. First, we must watch for any shifts in Philippine government policy, particularly concerning its visa programs, SERV and CRV, and foreign investment incentives. Second, the global sanctions landscape remains fluid. Any further tightening, or conversely, any future easing of restrictions on Russia, will impact the flow. Finally, we should monitor the on-the-ground reality, tracking air connectivity between the Philippines and key transit hubs, observing trends in the high-end property market, and assessing the public and political sentiment toward foreign residents. The story of oligarchs moving to the Philippines is an emblematic case study of how capital and people adapt in an era of geopolitical fracture. It is a quiet but powerful reminder that in today's interconnected world, when one door closes, the search for another one immediately begins. The Philippines, for now, is one of those open doors. As global wealth continues to seek new havens and opportunities, the Philippines represents both the challenges and possibilities of our interconnected yet fractured world. The story continues to unfold, shaped by geopolitics, economics, and the eternal human search for security and opportunity.